last weekend you split the series. You won 17-3. And the next 3 games were games decided by 1 run or more. Ultimately going 1-2 in those games. Just talk a little bit about that series.
Yeah, hit the ball really well. Obviously on Friday, wind was blowing out. Were able to get their starter out of the game pretty early, and get into the bullpen, and have a lot of success offensively. So that was good to see. And then 3 tough ball games. Saturday, wind blowing in. Credit to their guys. They pitched it really well. I thought we did as well. And we did a little bit more than them and found a way to win one, and they did a little bit more than us and found a way to win one. So, and then on Sunday, kind of more of the same. Had a lead, and just couldn't quite hold on, and just couldn't quite do enough. Overall, not playing bad baseball. Catching it well, we're pitching it well. And in spots, swinging it well offensively. Got to get a little bit more consistent with our offense. Get some guys freed up to just swing good pitches, trust themselves, and so doing a lot of work to try to get guys into a better spot with that. And we still got a lot of things to work on. We're not our best team yet, but we're in a good spot, and so continue to say that, and just obviously not happy with the results of the weekend. But man, every time we go out there, it gives us a chance to learn something about ourselves. And I think, if we can not quit learning those lessons and just continue to get better at the things that we need to get better at, then we got a chance to be really good when it matters the most at the end of the year. So, tough road trip, tough place to go play. Credit to those guys; they did a really good job. And so, yeah, we'll learn from it and get ready to go again this week.
Coach, you're 2-4 in your last 6, but only one of those games have been by one or more runs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that as a negative? Like, obviously losses are a negative, but do you see that as, obviously you're in those games, you have a chance. Can you just talk a little bit about how you can get these games to kind of flip your way?
Yeah, I think execution is what it comes down to when it's a close ball game. We've had some spots where we haven't been able to execute, running in scoring position. 2-out hits are a big deal. Being able to execute the offense from a bunt standpoint, or some of the things that we've been struggling with. And when it comes down to those 1-run games, and you might have that one shot to score that run, and we've been getting ourselves into those opportunities. So doing a good job of getting on base and getting ourselves into those opportunities, and then just I think pressing a little bit when we get in those situations and not executing. And so we got to find a way to get them freed up to just go execute and trust in themselves. It's not a lack of ability for sure. It's definitely not a lack of work or a lack of those guys caring. I mean, they want to have success. I think we just we got to believe in ourselves a little bit more, believe in our preparation, and just trust that we're ready for the moment to go get the job done whenever those big situations come in. And just not. I think we're putting undue pressure on ourselves. I think is the biggest thing. Obviously there's high expectations for this program. There's high expectations coming off of the season that we had last year and the start that we've had this year. And so you can let that get in the way and not allow yourself to just go execute. And I think that's kind of what's been happening with us a little bit, is we're just letting those expectations mount and get in our way of just executing. And if we can do that, we got a chance to be really successful, because we've got the guys to do it, and we're putting ourselves in a position to be successful. We just got to cash in, and I think that just takes a little bit of trust in each other, and a little bit of trust. Those guys just trust in themselves that they're right guy for the moment whenever it's their time.
A bright spot in the pitching staff has been Colson Abel, who transferred in for this season. He's only given up 1+ runs or one run in 2 games, and that's it. In 21 innings, he's 4-0 with a .86 ERA. Can you kind of just talk about how he's been out of the bullpen this year?
Yeah, he's his stuff's really good. We recruited him, so he was at Lubbock, and he shoved against us, and so usually guys that do that against us, we have a tendency when they show up in the portal to take a hard look at. And so we recruited him pretty hard out of Lubbock when he was leaving there, and he ended up going to Lamar, and then was back in again this past year, and we were able to get him the second time around. And so, he's just nothing's too big. You know, he's an older kid. He's been around college baseball for a while, been in a bunch of big moments. There's really no moment that's too big for him. I mean, he's just steady. Personality-wise, that's who he is. Like, it's just easy, steady. He's got a competitor inside of him, and so he's got a little mean streak when he gets out there. And you know, he's got really good stuff. Super competitive. No moment's too big for him, and he's you know, he's a guy we definitely trust. You know, and he can give us multiple things. Obviously, he started for us in a couple spots. He can do that, and he's also been able to give us a lot of length out of the bullpen. And he's also a guy that can come in with runners on and get you out of a jam with some of his, you know, with his stuff and how he plays. And so he kind of can do a little bit of everything. And you know, we'll continue to lean on him to give us some big innings. So have a lot of trust in him for sure.
Lastly, Coach, you're back home. You take on Eastern New Mexico this weekend. What are you seeing? What are you hoping to see improved, and what are your expectations this weekend?
I mean, our expectations are to win every game, and you know, what I hope to see improved is just playing 4 games of good baseball. Good energy in the dugout for 4 games, and the way that we respond to adversity, and just you know, putting together good at-bats, you know, for 4 games in a row. And so just, you know, want to see our guys just reach their full potential, do the things that we know they're capable of doing, and just continue to try to get them freed up to do that, and start, you know, really pull them together as a team, so that when we get in those big moments, man, it's not like, man, I have to get this done for my team. It's, man, we know this guy's going to get it done because he's our guy and we believe in him. And I think if we can get to that place as a team, then we'll be in a really good spot. So that's what we're pushing towards, and hoping to be able to display some of that this weekend and have a good weekend.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.